Hey, good morning and welcome back. This is Mr. Silverstein. Today we're going to be talking about your course syllabus. And so I'm going to share my screen with you and we'll walk through that together. I've also included the actual syllabus in your class folder tab. Plus, when you're done, you're going to go on to the next tab to take an acknowledgement understanding of your syllabus. I want to encourage you to make sure that you read through this with your parents. So let's share our screen right now and let's get started. So first, the purpose of this session is to introduce you to the course syllabus. And some of you that are coming in from the middle school may not be fully familiar with a course syllabus, but a syllabus is your guide to a course and what is to be expected of you in the course. And generally it will include course policies, rules, regulations, required materials, and various schedules. Syllabus is also going to include the grading policies and weighting. At the conclusion of this discussion, I want you to move on to the next tab and complete the syllabus recap and acknowledgement. Let's get started. So this particular syllabus is for your biology class. This syllabus will stay in place for the entire semester. It starts out while we're in distance learning, where we're going to be doing our class location via Google Classroom. When we come back on campus, there'll be an addendum to this as to certain things that we'll be doing in the actual classroom itself. Now, I do have office hours set up virtually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday from 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. During that time, you can email me, ask me questions, get responses to things, and get some additional help. The course description, as you recall from our introduction on Monday, is this is an introductory survey course in biology satisfying college entrance requirements. The emphasis is on fundamental principles governing living things, their function and origin. Continuity and diversity of living forms are also studied. Laboratory experiments are an integral part of the course with emphasis on man and his biotic environment. Now, I'm going to stop you here for a moment. Before you even wonder, we do not do any dissecting in this class. Again, we don't do any dissecting of any animals in this class. Now, this class does meet the requirements of a lab science for college or university entrance, and it counts as one science credit for your graduation. As far as supplies and resources go, you're going to need access to the class via the internet, and you're just going to need a 3-section spiral notebook and a couple of pens, markers, and highlighters. That's all you're going to need while we're on distance learning. You're going to take your own notes and keep track of that information, and everything else is going to be provided to you online. Once we get back into the classroom, you are going to need a 3-ring binder, but we can talk about that later. As far as a textbook goes, this course does not use a textbook. We're going to be using a variety of resources throughout the year, but a majority of the biology content is going to be delivered with PDF documents, handouts, printed materials, videos, and video voiceovers. Let's talk about grading procedures. Everything that you do in this class is going to have some kind of grading or assessment to it. Assessments, which include unit exams, tests, and quizzes, they carry a 40% weight. Laboratory work, reports, and projects also carry a 40% weight. Assignments, which include classwork, homework, and practices, they have a 20% weight. So 5 assignments is equal to 2 assessments and 1 assignment. Then at the end of the semester, you're going to take a semester final, and that semester final accounts for 20% of your grade. So if throughout the entire semester you earned 80%, well actually you earned 100% on every assignment, and you got to the final, and for some reason you didn't do well on it, you'll still end up with a B in the course. But it's very important that you do all of those assignments on a regular basis. All of you started out with an A on Monday. If you've done your work so far and you've done it well, you probably still have an A. If you decided not to do any of those assignments, they'll get entered as zeros and your grade will drive down very quickly. I need to impress upon you that it is very difficult to bring grades up once they're low. We'll talk about assignments in a little while. The grading scale in this class is A, B, C, D, and F. Realize if along the way you end up with a 58 at the end of the semester, you're going to be repeating this class, and that's not what we want you to do. I want you to shoot for the high level, and let's help you get there along the way. If you have a 504, an IEP, an individual education plan, I'll see that in Synergy and we'll make certain accommodations for you. If there's something specific that you need, send me an email and let's have a discussion about it. We'll do whatever we can to get you what you need. Let's talk about the district homework policy. I know many of you that were in middle school did not have homework. Here in high school, we do have homework. Homework is supposed to be purposeful, intentional, and relevant to the instruction. The goal of homework is to help you stay on track with the work that we're doing and to ensure that you can do things outside of the classroom. In this class, you need to expect that you're going to have some work to do outside this class every day. You should expect to spend somewhere between 15 to 30 minutes each day outside of what we do in the classroom. That might be working on an assignment. It might be writing your discussion post. It may be analyzing the data that you have to put into your lab report. It may be working on your study guide. But there is always going to be some work in this class. So parents, if you're listening to this, when your child comes home and says he doesn't have any homework, they always have work to do in my class. Let's talk about grading, commenting, feedback on homework. You will always get some kind of feedback on your work. If it's a written assignment, you will get some notes back on it. They'll come to you through your Google Classroom. Please read those and apply those comments the next time you're doing your next assignment. If you didn't do well on a particular assignment, we're going to try and analyze why, and you'll get some feedback on that as well. It's very important that you understand that the final gradings on any assignment are only posted in Synergy. When you look at Synergy each day, you will see assignments listed. They will have due dates. Some of them will already have a grade in them if they've already been done, and some of them will not. If it's left blank, it means it has not been graded yet. If it has a 0 or an M, it means it's missing and you did not turn it in on time. It's really important for parents to make sure that you understand that they are going to have work to do in this class and that I need your support to make sure that your students have a place to work at home, are encouraged to do their work on a regular basis, and if they have any questions about their work, they need to send me an email. We want them to take responsibility for it. Let's talk about late work. I don't accept late work. If something is given to you that needs to be turned in tomorrow, appropriate the time and get it done. All of my work has to be in and posted on time. I need you to do your work and get it posted and on time. If for some reason there's a family emergency and for some reason you can't get something done, email me ahead of time and then I'll know that it will be late. Other than that, if it's not turned in on time, it will take the 0. Let's talk about makeup work. If for some reason you were not in class when we're physically here in class, when an exam, a quiz, or a lab was being done, you'll have 5 days to make that up from the time you get back, and I'll give you the time when you can do it. There are only certain amounts of office hours available each week where you can get things made up. If a lab has already been taken down, it won't get reset back up, and we'll give you an alternate assignment to do. It's important that you advocate for yourself and tell me that you had been absent for something and ask when you can get it made up. That's entirely up to you. Attendance. Right now, while we're on remote work, your attendance is essentially taken based upon you checking in each day and doing your assignments. If you haven't checked in all week and didn't do your assignments, then you were probably absent all week. Once we get back into classroom, attendance is taken at the beginning of the class, and you need to be here to get all your work done. You can read through the attendance policies for the school, and that's in your syllabus and in your student handbook. Let's take a couple moments to talk about academic dishonesty. We assume that you're going to do all of your own work. However, we know from time to time that students will copy something from someone else, copy something from the internet. That's what we consider academic dishonesty. All of your work is going to be checked for plagiarism. Anything that is copied from the internet, from a textbook, from someone else, that is not properly referenced and in the proper amount is going to be considered plagiarism and academic dishonesty. That will be met with taking a 0 on that particular assignment, and you'll pick up 4 to 6 hours of detention once you're back on campus. I take this very seriously. As anyone will tell you, this is not the class you ever want to cheat in. Be proud of your own work, do it, and you'll get there. It's so much easier just to learn how to do your own work and do your own work than it is to take it from someone else. Behavior expectations and student conduct. Hey, be on your best behavior. That's really important. Follow directions the first time they're given. Keep your socialization outside of the classroom. When we're physically in the classroom, you need to be in your seats before the bell rings, and no passes will be issued for students who forgot materials. If you're late, you'll get a tardy. It's that simple. Be respectful. Don't be rude. Don't be insubordinate. And never use vulgar or inappropriate language. That just won't be tolerated. Whether you're either in a live session, communicating with someone back and forth through our messaging system, or physically in the classroom. No one ever got anywhere using vulgar language, so let's just not do it here. As far as being in the classroom, you can have a bottle of water, but there's no food or eating in my classroom at any time. Once we're back in the classroom, you will have an assigned seat number. Your cell phone will go in the cell hotel, and that'll correspond to your seat number on the tables. Once we get back into the classroom, you'll have some other procedures for that as well. Let's talk about Google Classroom. It's a mandatory tool. You got into your assignment today through Google Classroom. You need to make sure that you are accessing it every day, checking your school email, and making sure that you're up to date on all your assignments. Google Classroom codes, if for some reason you need it again, or email to both the parent and the student, and if you need that again, just let me know. There will be times right now while we're on distance learning, we will be using live video synchronous learning sessions. There'll be a link in your Google Classroom that will get you into that session. That link is only for that particular time. I need you to show up on time, make sure that you're properly dressed, no hats, no sunglasses, either a school t-shirt or a plain shirt is fine. No distracting backgrounds, no noises in the background. It's also important that you behave properly when we're in live sessions. If for some reason you misbehave, you'll be removed from the session and there'll be disciplinary action after that. We want to make this a fun experience for you. We want you to be able to learn, so this isn't really the place to be goofing around. A couple of miscellaneous items. The best way to contact me is through using your school email address, and you send the email to my email address, joel.silverstein@lhusd.org. Make sure it's properly formatted email with a subject line which includes your name and your period and the topic you need to talk about. And I've given you some samples of that on this syllabus. That's important. Without that information, I really don't know who I'm responding to, and it must only be done with your school email address. Any personal email addresses that come in other than from parents will not be responded to. Now, quick note on parents. Parents, if your student has questions about an assignment, they are to email me, not you. I need them to advocate for themselves and become responsible students. Also, when it comes to email, if I have to email a student about something that's regarding their discipline or their classroom work, I will always copy the parent on it so there's full transparency. Parents, if I have to email you, I will also copy the students for transparency unless we're dealing with something that's highly sensitive. All right, so we've gone through the syllabus. You know what's expected of you now in this class. The syllabus is your guide to the course and what's expected. And now what I'd like you to do is when you're done with this, go back and look at the syllabus again, read through it carefully, then open up the syllabus recap and acknowledgement assignment in the classwork tab, answer those questions and submit that. I'm going to stop my screen share right now. I know you've all had a busy week so far, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. You guys have a great day.